Salam dear students, hope you are fine and doing well. Please like, share and subscribe the channel, also hit the bell icon so that you may get notified for new videos, thanks. Now come to the video. Today we are going to discuss Great Expectations, a novel by Charles Dickens. Great Expectations, published in 1860-61, is one of Charles Dickens' most famous works and a classic in English literature. It's often celebrated for its vivid characters, rich themes, and insight into Victorian society. The novel is a Bildungsroman, or coming-of-age story, following the main character, Pip, from his childhood as a poor orphan to his complex adult life. Through Pip's story, Dickens explores themes of social class, ambition, identity, loyalty, love, and the quest for self-worth. You might note that Dickens originally published this story in serialized form in a magazine, so each chapter was crafted to hold readers' attention, which is why the novel has a fast-moving and dramatic style. Plot summary: divide the plot into key stages of Pip's life and briefly outline each phase. Young Pip's life: introduce Pip as a young boy living with his sister and her kind husband, Joe, who is a blacksmith. Pip is an orphan, raised, by hand, by his strict sister. One day, Pip encounters an escaped convict named Magwitch in a graveyard, who frightens Pip into stealing food and a file to help him. Pip does this out of fear, but this moment foreshadows future moral dilemmas Pip will face regarding gratitude and guilt. Pip's life changes when he meets Miss Havisham, a wealthy but deeply bitter old woman who lives in a decaying mansion, Satis House. She wears her wedding dress every day and has stopped all the clocks, frozen in time. Miss Havisham has an adopted daughter, Estella, whom she raises to be cold and heartless to men as revenge for her own heartbreak. Pip falls in love with Estella, even though she treats him cruelly. This early infatuation with Estella shapes his ambitions and sense of self-worth, fueling his desire to become a gentleman worthy of her. Pip's expectations: one day, Pip learns that he has come into a large fortune from an anonymous benefactor. He assumes it's Miss Havisham and that she wants him to be a gentleman so he can marry Estella. Pip moves to London, leaving Joe behind, and begins a new life with high hopes and expectations. He befriends Herbert Pocket, who becomes his closest friend and tries to help Pip navigate high society. As he learns the ways of London's upper class, Pip starts to feel ashamed of his humble origins and distances himself from his family, especially Joe, who represents the simplicity and warmth of his old life. Here, Pip's ambition and class consciousness start clouding his judgment and relationships. The reality of Pip's fortune: Pip's world is turned upside down when he learns that his mysterious benefactor is actually Magwitch, the convict he helped as a child, not Miss Havisham. This revelation shatters Pip's dreams of social ascent through legitimate means and forces him to confront his own biases. He's horrified at first, but eventually comes to respect and care for Magwitch, whose life story is one of hardship and survival. This new relationship also opens Pip's eyes to the reality of wealth and the darker side of ambition, as he realizes that high society is not as noble or honorable as he once believed. Climax and resolution: Pip decides to help Magwitch escape from London, as he is wanted by the authorities. In the process, Pip faces great personal risk, deepening his understanding of loyalty and compassion. However, the plan fails, and Magwitch is caught and sentenced to death. Pip stays by his side until his last moments, demonstrating his newfound sense of loyalty and love that transcends class. Eventually, Pip returns to his roots, reconciling with Joe and Biddy, who have married in his absence. Pip learns to let go of his ambitions and finds peace in his simpler, humbler origins. The novel's ending has two versions. In one, Pip and Estella part ways after she has endured her own hardships and grown more compassionate. In the other, they meet again on friendly terms, leaving their future open to interpretation. Character analysis: explore the key characters and their significance in Pip's life. Pip is the central character, and his story is a journey from innocence to self-awareness. Initially, he is impressionable and driven by a desire for wealth and status. But through a series of personal trials, Pip matures and learns that true happiness isn't found in wealth or social status, but in self-acceptance and genuine relationships. Estella, raised by Miss Havisham to be emotionally cold, Estella symbolizes Pip's misguided ideals. Although Pip idealizes her, she admits she can't return his affection because she was raised to hurt others. Through Estella, Dickens examines themes of love, heartbreak, and the impact of upbringing on one's ability to connect with others. Magwitch, the convict-turned-benefactor, is one of the most complex characters. He embodies the theme of redemption and challenges the stereotypes of criminality. Through his relationship with Pip, we see that people aren't defined by their past but by their capacity for change. Miss Havisham. Miss Havisham is a tragic figure whose life stopped after being jilted at the altar. Her bitterness shapes Estella and influences Pip's romantic idealism. Through her, Dickens warns about the dangers of living in the past and the destructive power of revenge. Themes and symbols discuss some key themes and symbols to give deeper insight into Dickens' message. Ambition and social class. Pip's desire to rise above his station reflects Victorian society's rigid class distinctions. Dickens shows the pitfalls of ambition when it leads one to reject one's roots. Justice and redemption. The legal system, as seen through Magwitch's story, appears harsh and flawed. Dickens suggests that true justice involves compassion and that redemption is possible, regardless of one's past. Symbols. Satis House. Miss Havisham's decaying mansion represents the ruin of a life frozen in time, warning of the dangers of clinging to the past. London. For Pip, London represents both opportunity and moral corruption, reflecting his inner struggles between ambition and integrity. Conclusion. Wrap up by emphasizing the novel's enduring relevance. Great Expectations remains one of Dickens' most popular works, as it resonates with timeless questions about identity, society, and personal growth. Through Pip's journey, Dickens masterfully critiques the social values of his time while exploring universal themes of love, loss, and redemption. This is why Great Expectations is as meaningful today as it was over 150 years ago. Thanks for watching.